Hmm. Just making sure I can hear the music. Good evening. Hey, my head's cut off. What the hell? What the heck and frick? What the frickin' heck? There we go. Good evening, friends, foes, and foreheads. That's not what I say every time, is it? There's something else I say. So, we're gonna have a little discussion today. Just because, I mean, honestly, it comes down to I keep trying to have this time and this discussion myself in my own time, but it's just not like working. I'm just doing too many things outside of the stream to be like, I know what I'll do. I'm gonna carve some time out of the stream. Let's put that speech chat on. So if you're interested in discussion related, let's say discussions about streaming and stuff like that, then I think this will be for you. If you don't really want to talk about streaming stuff, then I don't imagine this is going to be any fun for you to listen to and or partake in. As generally always, we're a mostly daily stream. We start at 10 p.m. ish Central. Right now it's 11 p.m. ish. So, you know, it doesn't always work that way. But I generally keep TTS on too, or we have been lately. So yeah, we'll get into the discussion here soon. We've got some general random television in the background, some really great Twitch channels that just run like old content, so it's nice and distracting for the background. I think this has something to do with I think it's Proto Man. There's like a new one coming out soon, as a matter of fact. He's got a cool motorcycle. It's a pretty dope character. I don't think it's Proto Man. Give me a second. It's Kamen Rider. That's what it is. Kamen Rider. So badass. It's like back when they had pre-Power Ranger stuff. Or it was, they also had Power Ranger stuff, I think. So yeah, we're slowly but surely kind of getting back into this streaming groove after my hiatus, and in that process I've kind of determined the things that I feel I'm missing from the stream itself, or missing as far as what my plan is, and obviously for me, my biggest issue is consistency. I'm absolute dog water shite at being a consistent streamer of anything. The only thing I'm good and being consistent with is a schedule. That's about all I can do. And so if you're kind of like there in your streaming, I don't know, vibe or whatever, then you know you can maybe you can relate. I can keep a schedule all day long. I can sit here and play video games every day, and I can hang out and talk the whole time. It's super easy for me for whatever reason. But sticking to a video game or like a content schedule, it's hard, because I think it's hard. It comes down to being hard because it's a bit of an investment. You kind of have to try things out, let it simmer, and then like see where it goes from there. And then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and you're like, well, fuck. You know, and that investment of time and effort into something to maybe it not come back your way is super hard to deal with, for sure. So I think that's kind of where my, you know, block has come into play. So with that being said, what I wanted to do today before stream, I've been wanting to do this for like a week, is go through the process of picking a home game. I'm not even sure that this is the right process for it, but I do feel that one of the things I'm missing to go along with the consistency thing is the fact that I don't have a like home game that I play most of the year that I can build, you know, a community off of. When am I cut off over here? That I can build a community off of and then go from there to other stuff. I tend to like just do variety streaming, and I don't know if that's like ever gonna work. And again, by work, I'll be totally clear here, I'm fine being a low viewership streamer, just kind of letting my thoughts out there, letting my expressing myself in this way with all my cool gadgets. I'm a hobbyist. I've got a nice microphone, a cool green screen, you know, whatever. All these things are easy for me to do because I'm into this type of shit. But it doesn't change the fact that I would like to feel like there's purpose here, or that I'm seeing some, you know, arbitrary number go up, because, you know, it feels good. I think if you're interested in streaming, then it feels good to see number grow. Little number grow to bigger number. Look, I did that. Yay. That's kind of the vibe I get off of most streamers. Some people, for sure, it's just, you know, I don't care. I'm just a chill stream. This is for chill streaming, and all we do is stream chill style. Well, okay, cool. Like, whatever, that's good for you. For me, I just like to feel like there's purpose, or that I'm adding value, or that I'm bringing something to the plate for other people. Doesn't actually mean that it's working. Just in my head, it's got to work, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's why I like the idea of picking a home game, and have been trying to carve time out in my regular day to come up with, let's call it an algorithm. Not really, but come up with a system to picking that home game. I can't just pick a home game. I can't just be like, oh, I like Apex Legends. I'm gonna play Apex Legends all the time. Like, that's just not smart. I've got to think about future stuff. And can I be consistent with something like that? Is that a game that frustrates me? Are there aspects about the community that I need to be aware of? Is there even a community? Just those questions that I have to ask myself. This is part of my process. I don't really know if it works, if this would work for everyone else, but this is how it works for me. I've got loads of these, by the way. I've done like streaming goals and like how to, like, who I'm kind of emulating or looking towards, and I do these huge lists of notes, and no one sees it but me, but it's just so I can collect my thoughts and put them on paper. But my plan today is to show you some of this process for yourself. Take or leave it, if you like it or you don't, I don't know, but that's what today is. We've got TTS in the background. We've got hey, how you doing today, bud? We've got TTS in the background. I'm gonna pull up Sully Gnome. It's gonna have lots of stats for us to look at. We'll talk about all these stats, and then I've got a Google Doc that we'll be typing some stuff up on, and we'll go from there. So yeah, if you want to talk about streaming stuff and see what, I don't know if this is something that you want to talk about regularly, you can let me know. But this is how we start the stream from now on, guys. We start standing with something awesome in the background. Look at this guy riding a bike. This, you can't understand or see any of this actually. Well, there's two people and some fire. Purple, I don't know, whatever. This is how we start the streams. Welcome to Smug Buffalo. I need to come up with a transition at this point because now it's just gonna look awkward because I'm gonna put my microphone down and move my chair, and it's gonna be strange. So here we go. Perfect. All right. Oh man, I look so small now on the screen. I look tiny. Hey. I got a black shirt on today, so my belly won't show as much. Let's close this out, set up to browse. So I guess the first thing that I want to express or illuminate is how I go about picking my list of games. I've got a whole list of games up here. We'll get into that. I don't know. So obviously the first and most important thing that you have to think about when you're going to pick a game that's going to be your quote unquote home game is, do you even like said game? So like personally, I'm not going to pick Dead by Daylight. I could never play that all the time. Dead by Daylight, for those of you who are interested in certain little tidbits of information, Dead by Daylight has a really great community, very supportive, very broad community. There's all kinds of men, women, and everything in between, like groups in there. A lot of acceptance and very, very, very cool community. Trying to think of like one that's not a great community. Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is kind of they're kind of gatekeepy, and from what I hear, there's a lot of really strange stuff that happens in the community aspect parts of Destiny 2. And I'm sure every community has their pros and cons for every individual person, but this is just, again, like I said, coming from my perspective as an onlooker of these communities. So the first thing I always do is just kind of comb through this browse section of Twitch. I would do the same on YouTube if their browse section wasn't it's just shit. It's just gonna be shit for a while. It's probably not gonna be great for a long time. Maybe they won't change it. It is what it is. But I browse through the browse section of Twitch, and I just kind of look to see like games that I do like to play. Like I'll click on one like State of Decay 2 being here. That's crazy. 2.8 K viewers. I'll click on that and I'll try to understand why. And you can see here that a large group of it is obviously stuck up by one person. So some larger streamers started playing this game for this evening or maybe the next couple weeks, and it's kind of got some other people to join in, but then when they stop, it'll fall off again. So it's not, I'm trying to look into games that I am interested in, but right off the top are somewhat relevant, I guess. And there's two ways of looking at this. There's like the games can be relevant or they can't be, but the way I'm looking at it, or the scope that I'm using to look at this, is that of a smaller streamer who is intending on some level of growth. There's some intention of that. Not like super serious, but you know what I mean. I was tired of holding my Coke. So yeah, you comb through here, you pick stuff that you play a lot anyway, because this is a home game, right? There's a lot of other factors here, but this particular aspect is all for a home game. You comb through, You start determining which of these games you could play a lot or you do really like. Maybe you do have a little bit of knowledge right off the top that it might be worth it, or something like that, or like, I don't know, something like Raft. I really like Raft. I love to play Raft, but I don't already off the top of my head don't know if there's enough content there to play, for a year straight. Like I just don't.
Games.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Rockstar Games. That's a good pick. But the problem right off the top with something like Grand Theft Auto is the reason why you don't generally want to pick anything up top. And there's one that I do have picked up top to just kind of illuminate this example, is you're just going to get lost in the sauce. And so there's like aspects to your expectations, or setting your expectations to build, just to not to be successful but to feel successful, if that makes sense. I don't know how to, like, there's no secret sauce here to like make you successful at this, but to at least feel like you're doing something and that you're not like wasting your time or spinning your wheels playing something in these like top, I don't know, anything from like 5K up, more or less, let's say 5 to 10K up, is going to basically feel like you're spinning your wheels, like being stuck in the mud, like playing day after day after day, even with a really solid schedule, even with communicating with people on a regular basis. It's just hard to find you. That's really what it comes down to. It's just hard to find that person in that genre. It's not that you can't work, but when you click on this, is, I mean, loads of streamers have used this example before. It starts sorting you by high to low. Sometimes it sorts you by recommended. That's a possibility. But to get down to where the viewership is, that is a more akin to a newer streamer, you're going to be scrolling all the way down here, and nobody wants to do that, is the argument, which makes sense. Granted, the benefit here is that it's a huge community. There's lots of things to do in this community, and there's lots of potential for finding your niche and like working with it. If you have video content ideas regarding this and you're comfortable with making those and putting them out there and just see what happens, then this could be a good home game pick for you. But yeah, we'll get, so that's kind of where I start. I kind of start picking out which ones interest me, or that I feel like I have some knowledge about, or that I might be possible streaming at, and then I go over to one of my favorite websites called Sully Gnome, and I put in the game up here in the top right, and then you have certain options that you can click from. I don't believe, if you're looking for any kind of home game, you shouldn't be clicking on anything less than 90 days as far as stats. 7 days worth of stats isn't going to tell you anything about yourself. It's not going to tell you anything about the game. It's not going to tell you anything about popularity. There's no like amount of information that you're going to be able to pull from 7 days or 14 days that's going to be that helpful for, again, picking a home game. There might be some other stuff there, but for picking something that has longevity, you want something with a community that can grow, that can move with these particular average numbers. I don't really know if that's necessarily important. The thing that I look at is average viewers. So 484. This is a small community, which is a double-edged sword. I think it's easier to grow in a smaller community. It's very easy to grow in a smaller community like this. I just accidentally do this all the time. My most recent example is Factorio. I just played Factorio for like 5 days straight, 5 or 10, maybe 7 days straight, about a week. And I was already top 2 or 3 of the directory. I had like 10 or so viewership. I mean, maybe not average, but I was just up there a lot higher than I would be if I was playing, I don't know, Hogwarts Legacy, where like 3 people watch me. Again, no complaints. I'm just saying the community for Factorio is super small. I bet if I type it in right now, I bet they're under 700. They might even be under 200. Yeah, there's 177 viewers here. So it's not hard to get to 13 or 14 average viewership. You don't know what the schedule is like for any of these people. Some of these people are fly by night. They just got here. If anything from running my own business has shown me, being there, being reliable is actually all that anyone actually gives a shit about. And so having a solid schedule is really, really super going to help you. And just like I said in the beginning, like this is for that person, I think, who can keep the schedule, who could stream regularly, but maybe has the hard time finding that long-term growth. And I think it's the only thing that I haven't done. Let's put it this way. I know it's the only thing I haven't done, which was just pick a home game and stick with a home game. I jump around way too much, and I'll see growth. I saw really great growth in Ark, in Terraria, trying to think of a couple other things. Just games where there is a lot of things to do, but I just kind of stop playing because I'm, a consumer. And something new and shiny comes around the corner and I'm like, ooh. Or I just realize somebody mentioned something in the chat and I'm like, oh, that's right, I haven't played fucking Factorio in a long time or something like that, and then I'm off to the races playing something that isn't going to help me with my bigger goal. And this is video gaming, right, as far as I'm concerned. So looking at Fallout, this was my quick list. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I didn't mean to do that, but 10 games that I felt like I could play a lot of. I have played a lot of. I like, or maybe there's some interesting factors about it that I could be interested in. And then some of these I put in here to kind of make a point. And I've got them sorted by viewer ratio. So Fallout 76 average viewer ratio for the last 365 days is 6.6. Now that's like, this is a really, you just think to yourself maybe at first that you're gonna pop in there and get 6.6 average viewers. Well, it's obviously there are people in Fallout 76 that have like 400 viewers, and then there's a bunch of other people that have 1 viewer, and so it averages out to 6.6, if that makes sense. And the things that I look for individually with all this stuff is, like I said, the average viewership, just based on the total size. It's easy to grow here. However, the counter to easier to grow is like your ceiling kind of stops quickly. And a rule of thumb for anyone who's getting into streaming or wants to get into streaming or is streaming and might be thinking about doing this, anytime you move from one game to another, let's say you have a solid, like, I don't know, Red Dead Redemption community, okay? And there's like 40 of you guys who watch you every single day, and you're playing Red Dead Redemption. When you move from Red Dead Redemption to SnowRunner, you're going to lose half. At the bare minimum, you're going to lose half of your viewership, because the fact of the matter will always stand that there are people in your community who like you, who enjoy you, who put you on in the background, but they don't care about you as long as you're not playing the game that they want to watch. And that's fair. That's just the way the market goes. You don't want to beg for them to come along. You don't want to try to get them to stay. It just is what it is. Be yourself. Don't fake shit. And the core viewership, which really matters, will stick with you and grow. And I think that's kind of, the crutch of a smaller community. So even if at the very best of this, granted, this is a great number, but I'm just saying, I was able to get like what 12 average viewership from this. And then if I move to another game, because let's say I don't want to play Fallout 76 forever and I move on and go to something else, then there's a huge possibility, well, there's a definite that half of my viewership is going to fall off. And then there's a huge possibility you lose the other 6 people that come along, because in reality, they also still want to watch Fallout 76 gameplay. They might be there for you, but not everybody works that way. You'll get a couple stragglers from every game if you bounce around, which is exactly what I have. We have like a solid, 5 to 10 average kind of group that kind of pop in periodically based on schedule and work and so on and so forth. But they're my homies. They're
Since
our
you like
homies.
To bounce around, why not just do how to complete games and finish games and do vids?
Because I can't even stick with it long enough to finish the game. I mean, yeah, you're right, but because I like to bounce around, I just see another thing. And there's something to what you're saying there too, which would be, how do I say this? That could be your vibe if you were upfront about your schedule.
I'm not a robot.
Man, you're not a robot. You sound like a robot. There's a content creator I like to watch a lot. His name's Carnage. I don't think he's up here anymore. He keeps a schedule of games. He sets up his schedule in a sense that when new games come out, he's going to play it. But sometimes even when a new game's out, he sticks to his own schedule and does his own thing. And I think that really works really, really well for him. But that just requires a bit of work. Again, that's why I'm doing this on stream. Because it's hard to do this extra work outside of the stream. I turn my fan on.
Rotate games and complete them.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's easy. It's easy to say that, and I've said that to myself. It's not easy to do that in practice. You just get sidetracked. Maybe it's not a royal you. It's me. I just get sidetracked, and so I try to analytically pick how I'm going to pick a game to play long term. It's just a kind of a hard process for me. Again, it's kind of why I'm showing it, because it's kind of this might work for me. I don't know. Initially, the game that I picked the most, there's 2 games I picked the most, and this is one of them. Fallout 76, I think for me personally, wouldn't work. Another thing I think about is here. Just a second. I wrote them all down. Right. So we talked about visibility. So this is visibility, just the general size. I think it's easy to be visible in this. And then let's talk about community. The community here, I think, is pretty easygoing. By community, what I mean to illuminate as far as figuring out the community, hang out in the directory, watch some other streamers, and then more importantly, go check out the subreddit. Now, Reddit can be a really awful place, but if you read enough comments, read enough posts, you're going to kind of get the vibe. Some people are pretty chill, some people are not chill. Certain things fly and other things don't, and you have to kind of consider that, because you are going to, in some part, maybe make a highlight of something and send it to people in the subreddit or wherever, and you're going to get feedback, and you kind of want to be prepared for what that feedback's going to be like. So
do a game that is a franchise every year, or you have a new one.
So that's
thanks to Moody Abigail for lurking and supporting the stream. Now
hey,
they
Moody.
need to get back to work.
You make a really good point there, Cameron. So community viability and then future. That's a really, really, really big one here. So Fallout 76's future, I think, is very like on thin ice. Bethesda has kind of a history of, backing out of stuff that isn't making them any money. right? All these companies are in it to make money. There's another one here that I'll talk about too. And when they're developing a game that really isn't paying out for them and costing them, money to make, it's kind of up in the air as far as how long it'll be around. And you make a really, that's my third thing that I look at. What does the future of Fallout 76 realistically look like from maybe a developer's perspective, or just the social discourse around the game? And so I think sometimes that can come into play if you don't feel like there's really a future there. Is there a big update coming out for Fallout 76 that you're aware of, or do they update it regularly? Do you just feel like it'll fall off at some point? That's what I feel like will happen to Fallout 76 personally. The next game we'll go through like these three things. So community, visibility, and then future. So Stardew Valley is one of my biggest picks as far as games go. Like true home games, I really like Stardew Valley a lot. But an aspect about Stardew Valley that takes me out is it's from the community aspect of it. So the community is really great, also really super like easygoing and accepting and very chill, very forward thinking. However, I don't believe the community of Stardew Valley wants to ever watch me play like Red Dead Redemption. Does that make sense? Whereas Fallout 76, I think it'd be an easy like, I'm kind of interested in Red Dead Redemption 2 as well, like or whatever. I could see those communities overlapping. Whereas Stardew Valley's community, I feel like you're kind of shoehorned into this kind of genre of game. That's my only dig on the community. As far as average viewership, this is great. About 2,000 average viewership on a regular basis for over the last 365 days. There's a bit of a downturn, but I also know the game is kind of coming to an end. The developer, he's not talking about making much more about it because he's working on another game. So the future is kind of up in limbo, but the consistency here has been this way basically the entire time this game has been out. Just about 2,000 average viewership the entire time this game has been out, which I think is an interesting fact to think about when you're thinking about getting into a game that may or may not have some growth potential for you. If you're going to stick with the schedule and be there on a regular basis, you have a lot of people to be there for
next Black Friday main, and first game is Warhammer. Pretty much Warhammer is gonna grow, community is very chill.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, and obviously this list is for me, and any game that fits into your list as well, I would consider these things as well. And if you know about the community, and especially if you know a lot about it, this is kind of why I think about Stardew Valley, because I know a lot about this game. I love this game. I can't wait for Concerned Ape's next game. I'm really excited for what that means, and I know that this group of people will easily want to transfer over and watch, that next set of game, and that game will have popularity. So there's a future aspect here that I believe in, much like probably you do regarding Warhammer. And I agree. If you know something about it, then you should absolutely lean into it. I totally agree with that. So yeah, that's for future. Visibility, I think, is pretty good. And then community, I think, is really good too.
Isn't there a game from Stardew that is gonna be in space? I've heard Bobby Lee waiting for it.
In space, there are Stardew-like games in space. There's a lot of like kind of copycats. But no, the next one by Concerned Ape, the developer of Stardew Valley, is going to be the Haunted Chocolatier. I don't know. It sounds to me like, from what it looks like it's going to play a little bit like Moonlighter, if anyone's ever played that. But that's a game this is kind of connected to, so I don't know. That's something to consider. The next one, this is a hard one not to pick, but there's one reason I don't pick this game. So as far as community, I think Red Dead Redemption is bar none. There's a really solid, funny, role play community. There's a really solid, just like people are into Western shit. I love Westerns. I love Red Dead Redemption. I've never played the PC version. I've only ever played console version, but I could easily just switch over to PC. I have a copy of it. Um, I think community is pretty great. The average viewership is always kind of high, and this last year, because of roleplay, it's kind of grown. I don't know what that means for the future of Red Dead. I would really like, I would really like it to be, you know, I'd really like it to be good, honestly.
What about only divide time between games?
Between two games, I think I think you can't. I think you have to be realistic, and I don't think it's smart to try to divide your community down those lines. If truly growth is what you're working towards, I do believe that consistency is really key. The schedule consistency works really well. Communication consistency works really well, but I still believe that
I'm
I
telling you, Maine, we need to go hunting in Red Dead.
fair enough, fair enough. I'm sure the the division of the community, unless these games that you're talking about kind of interlink to some degree, like there is potential there, like Subnautica, Forest, Green Hell, Sons of the Forest, I guess. There's a handful of those kind of games. They're all kind of the same. And so I think you could do Satisfactory, Factorio. No, I don't think that works. I don't
Rockstar
think
Games. Link up.
I don't I don't think. Oh, are you just talking about linking up in Rockstar games? Because I don't think Rockstar games do link up. They're very separate vibes. The Red Dead Redemption community is a very anti the Grand Theft Auto community, and vice versa, because the Grand Theft Auto community has basically eaten the development of Red Dead Redemption alive. The development of Red Dead Redemption has kind of stopped. So visibility, I think, is pretty okay. You're kind of in a drop in a lake, and then community, I think, is super great. But future, I think future is really.
I see. LOL. I don't about that.
Yeah, fair enough. And this is why it's important to pick the games that I think you know, like you're talking about Warhammer. I think Red Dead Redemption's future is kind of, I don't know, because I know they stopped, like they had developmental updates like weekly. It was like weekly or monthly or something like that for a long time, and then that kind of fizzled out. And then they said they were not going to do it anymore. I think they've had some regular updates, but then the RP communities kind of come in and like made something new. So there's that. But then you got to be, again, that's asking you, the streamer, to do something that's outside of the realm of just playing the game. And so, not that it's hard or that I couldn't do it or whatever. It's just something that you have to consider. You're gonna have to maintain a character, maintain a separate set of relationships, so on and so forth. If you're gonna get into RP, it's a whole bag of worms in itself. Not that it's super 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 hard. It's just something that you have to consider when you're also working your own little 9 to 5 or whatever. So as far as the future for this, I have hopes, but it's not really like a game that I'm picking because of the future aspects. Or rather, it's not that I'm not picking any of these games. I'm just going through the reasonings or thought processes on each one of these kind of games. Valheim is my next. So viewer ratio 16. Average viewership is pretty akin to Stardew Valley. The game's community, I think, is really awesome. However, to kind of talk about what Reddit was like for this community, making posts on Reddit is kind of wishy-washy. The Valheim community, for whatever reason, has always kind of been okay with my build videos. I've seen a lot of like popularity and growth in my own YouTube channel just from Valheim alone, which leads me into kind of wanting to lean more into it because I already kind of have a pseudo established, culture there. But Valheim
Any
is
game you can create your own story.
very true. Yeah. I mean, again, if that's your vibe, sometimes that's not, speedrunners don't do any of that shit. You know what I mean? They just speed run. Granted, speedrunners can play fucking anything, which is awesome, but you gotta be good enough to be a speedrunner. Anyway, yeah, the community there has been really nice to the build videos, and leans me to want to lean into Valheim. However, Valheim has kind of a I don't know. I feel like without adding mods to the mix, which I know is also a really good idea, Valheim has loads of mods that are added to the game, or that are available for the game. Without adding mods to it, there's really a couple things you can do, and then that's kind of it. You're just going to be looping yourself. So if I were to play this, let's say for a solid year, that would be kind of interesting to
like career mode games for soccer or football.
Yeah, sports games. If sports games are your thing, dude, that's probably you're kind of a drop in the bucket of water. I know it's a huge community, but again, if you stick to a schedule and you have like kind of a vibe that you're doing, and it's a regular thing, I think with sports games, any kind of competitive related games, Call of Duty, Hearthstone, sports related games, anything with any competitive aspect to it, there are certain like subcategories of the game.
What about streaming mobile games?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's the same. You just have to have the different equipment or whatever. But yeah, there's certain subcategories in all of those competitive based games that you kind of like get into. Like I know Hearthstone has like arenas or something like that, and like people who just play arenas kind of build their own little community. That's kind of, I think, what a lot of sports, but that same mentality or thought process kind of goes across the board for everything. So let's say in Valheim, all I did was build castles and cool structures and whatever else, and then I uploaded those to YouTube, and I was consistent about it. Then you're going to build a community around Valheim. I don't know how big that'll get. We're talking about an average viewership of 2,000. I don't know if that's too small of a community to hope too much. Again, my intention is not to be like 1,000 viewers streamer. I don't care about that kind of stuff, but just it's something to consider. And then can I take that build community to another game that's got a build community? So as far as community goes, like, I think that can work. The visibility makes a lot of sense too, but as far as the future, they're going to continue developing the game. They've got roadmaps that kind of alter. They have regular updates on a regular basis. Another good resource for determining what the future of the game is going to be like. Let's go home. We'll use Valheim as an example. Go to the community hub or like discussions or whatever, and they have like updates, news, like all kinds of patch notes from the dev team as well. Like this is like this is a really good resource to kind of see, are people still putting time and effort into this game? Do the developers care? Like 7 Days to Die, it's like in development hell. They're developing it forever, but it's never going to come to a finish, and so you're just going to have to play your own modded version of the game. I don't know. 7 Days to Die is a conundrum to me because I think it's a really good game to stream. It's got good visibility. It's got a pretty okay community, and the future's kind of, no one seems to care. Like we're all just on the sinking ship together. It's really interesting. But yeah, that's kind of my only hang up with Valheim is I feel like I really only like it for the building aspects of it, and I'm not really sure I could just sit there and build stuff all the time. And I also don't know if I'm good enough to beat the game by myself. So there's that too. So then it's just about, gathering the resources, getting yourself amped up, and then maybe playing with other players, which is also, probably a good idea. Again, just another vibe, just another thing that you have to kind of manage or be prepared for. That's, again, what this whole thing is for, is to kind of think about these things. Next game that I was kind of looking at that was on my list is Terraria. Now, Terraria, kind of a interesting one for me personally. I love the building in Terraria. I love the community in Terraria, albeit kind of a young community. I feel like every time I play Terraria, we get like kind of inundated with a couple just young homies that, like to make, I don't know, dick jokes like the whole time, and it's like, yeah, okay, man. It's just kind of, all right, cool.
Yup, I would like to stream with you when I get my PC.
Absolutely, homie, absolutely. The thing with Terraria, I think, is just kind of that community part's a little rough. The visibility, I think, is pretty good. The average viewership ratio is pretty nice. The average viewers, it's on kind of an uptick. It sits around 2,000 pretty much average all the time. There's ups and downs. They're still kind of throwing in occasional updates here. I guess this is where some of the worry is the future. Like, I don't know if the future matters. Just kind of like with Stardew Valley. Like, this community's solid. They're not going anywhere. They'll probably always be like Terraria homies until they come out with a Terraria 2. If it is as good and then better, then people would move on from one to the other, right? But until then, there's always going to be this Terraria community. So, with that's kind of something to consider. And then the personal thing here, just kind of like with Valheim, I don't know if I'm actually like good enough to do the things in this game. There's a sword in this game. If you guys don't play Terraria, I only learned about this maybe in the last year. There's a sword in this game that requires you to make like a bunch of other swords, and it's just like so daunting to go through and try to complete this one task. And it's just one task. It's one weapon. There's a bunch of weapons in this fucking game. There's mods that extend the life of this game to a whole nother level, like added loads of bosses and stuff like that. So it's kind of the future of it, I don't think matters. The visibility, I think, is pretty good, and the community is pretty awesome too. Then just comes into, do I want to jump into this rabbit hole, which is kind of Terraria's in that same thing. Again, this is why my list is the list that it is, and I'm having a hard time picking, and I'm just like, again, throwing out the process to anyone else who is interested in this kind of stuff and maybe has questions along the way. Ark Survival Evolved. Now, my relationship with this game is very tumultuous. Let's talk community first. The community of Ark is awesome. They're always so helpful. They're always so willing to help you with any aspect of the game, help you understand any aspect of the game, because they all know how shit it is to try to learn all that stuff on your own. Because it's a huge game. This is a huge game. It metaphorically and physically, it's like a 250 gig game. One of my regulars was just telling me the other day that they have a whole hard drive on their computer just dedicated to Ark. Bunch of mods, just so like a whole half of their hard drive just gone because of Ark. But the community is awesome by far. Probably one of the best. Visibility. So this is another interesting one. People in this game, much like Satisfactory, much like Factorio, much like probably Dark Souls, people who like to watch this game like to watch people suffer. So you get a lot of like trickle down viewership from everyone. Even when I would play this for like 3 weeks, I'd end the 3 weeks with like 15 average viewership. It was always really good. There was always really good potential there. The crossroad for me would just come down to, again, feeling overwhelmed, not being skillful enough, uh feeling overwhelmed with like the management. There's so much like character management you gotta manage. I don't know, and maybe that's just me, and maybe there's a mod that helps you with those kind of things. But community loves to watch and see what you're doing, and you kind of create like a narrative. It's really quick and easy, like it just happens. You just kind of create an individual narrative that you didn't really mean to. You're just like, oh boom, we have a community now, and like a storyline going, and people want to see what happens the next stream. So I think this is up there for me as far as a really solid possibility. There's no end in sight regarding the development of it. Plus there's a number 2 coming out, so the future of this is kind of a positive experience. Either everyone's going to hate the new one and stick with the old one, or they're all going to love the new one, and you'll be able to kind of ride that wave, because it is coming. There's a wave coming in the Ark community. Loads of people are going to watch it. Loads of people who are playing Ark are going to get a bump up because they're Ark homies. So just, again, that's something to consider. But yeah, community, visibility, future. All right, so Sea of Thieves. Now I put Sea of Thieves on here because I'm kind of like half-heartedly interested in Sea of Thieves. But community is the part that kind of, I guess I put it in here to kind of be a little bit of an example. The community, I think, can be pretty rough. Average viewership is pretty good. Viewer ratio's nice, I guess. But there can be just like a backlash, maybe a bit of gatekeeping from community people who either you're playing with or are just in the chat. That's something to kind of consider, and it's not like that for everyone. I've had an okay time in the community, but I hear things from other people when I talk about this game, and so to kind of go along with what they're saying, I can't discredit them. As far as visibility, I think it seems fine. About a 5,000 average viewership is pretty good overall for visibility. And then having the 20 viewer ratio is nice as well. Again, those numbers don't necessarily mean much, but you kind of get the idea. And then the future of Sea of Thieves. Now this is interesting because I really don't follow. This is just kind of an interesting community to me. And so if I looked into it more, maybe you could see if there was any viability to the future of it. They seem to be putting out more updates. There's a lot of like microtransaction-y type of stuff in here that people kind of get mad at, which means to me that the developers would like to make more money, and then the community fights back against those things making money, thus only supports the developers moving on to something else. So it's kind of a weird circle to kind of get into. That could kind of create its own toxicity. It's kind of the same with Red Dead in the sense that the community isn't being appreciated as they would like to be from the developer. I think Red Dead's way worse than Sea of Thieves, but it seems kind of similar in that regard. So that's kind of something to consider as well. New World. I go back and forth on New World all the time. New World is the only MMO that I've had actual interest in, that I felt that I could kind of stick with on a regular basis. But it's an MMO. MMOs are, they're MMOs. It's also Amazon. Amazon also has a history of just kind of dropping something when it stops making them any money. So the future's kind of wishy-washy. And then on top of that, a little bit, there's also a bunch of updates and stuff that they're coming out with. I know they're going to be bringing mounts in the game. I know they're kind of talking about more expansions that are all kind of free-ish. That's another thing too. It's like a game that doesn't cost you any money to own. I mean, except for buying it for the first time. It's not like World of Warcraft where you have to pay monthly for it. So it's kind of up in the air. As far as community goes, they've been fine. I think my only issue with the community of New World is that it's not necessarily my community. I think my community prefers more like survival, crafting, building type stuff. And so, like, New World is kind of a step out. So, if I do decide I'm going to stick with New World all the fucking time, then I'm kind of shoehorning, I'm kind of squeezing people out. It feels like to some degree. That could be just total wrong, but it kind of feels like that might be the case. Minecraft. Now, I put Minecraft on here because I wanted to illuminate just a ridiculous possibility. The average viewership is 63,000 average people watch this on a regular basis, which means that like visibility is like way down, but the potential for growth is like infinite. Minecraft is like the first game for me personally in my history that I like had arguments with my friends about what this game was going to be like and how cool it was. And they were like, it looks stupid. And I'm like, no, seriously, it's going to be great. And like, here we are. I love building. That's kind of the basic vibe of Minecraft. There are loads and loads of communities and mods and groups and all kinds of things to do in Minecraft, challenges, whatever, just all kinds of stuff. You could just do builds, just straight builds. Again, kind of like Valheim. Valheim and Minecraft kind of work together in some kind of tandem way if you're going to do build stuff. So it's viable in that regard, but I think you have to do something in these communities, these bigger ones, to kind of stand out. And I just don't think that you're going to do as well as you could in a smaller community if you don't have like a side hustle within this bigger community, if that makes sense. You want to have some kind of like video series or something planned. And with Minecraft too, it's like, what hasn't been done? You know what I mean? Just tell me a thing that hasn't been done and I'll do it. Because there's nothing to say. They've all been done. Project Zomboid. Now, this is kind of so it's got similar viewership to like Red Dead, Ark, as far as average viewership, Sea of Thieves, like in that 5,000 range. There's also a really solid, very cool, easygoing community. Visibility, we kind of went over that. The viewership ratio is pretty nice. The future of it is interesting. They keep adding more stuff. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. But you never really know, to be honest. And I feel like Project Zomboid has some potential just because of because of what we've just kind of already laid out. Mods wise, I don't really know, as far as that part of the community or not, but I do know there's like servers, like art roleplay servers, and the roleplay stuff kind of lets you play lots of different games, but I don't know if Project Zomboid itself bridges into other games that easily. There's some other kind of clone related stuff or zombie survival kind of stuff that could work for you, but I don't know. So I still haven't picked. I thought I would show this kind of process if anyone cares. I don't know. I have like notes and stuff that I keep, and we can go over that. We're going to take a really quick break. I'm going to use the restroom real fast, grab another sody, and then we'll be right back. Enjoy some music. We're back. Pets are nuts. So many pets. They're all nuts. So yeah, let's see about which one of these we have installed. I definitely don't have Fallout 76 installed. Red Dead Redemption's also definitely not installed. Stardew Valley is hard for me to play without doing that blueberry run, man. I gotta get that out of my system. I just feel like it could be refined a little more. Ark is definitely not installed. Is New World installed? New Worlds update. Gotcha, gotcha. Hmm. Ooh. Core Keeper. There's also just loads of small games that have been hard to fit in somewhere that you want to play but aren't gonna play all the time, you know, like games like Core Keeper. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Play Core Keeper all the time? Nah. Hey, Fight Club, I haven't seen this in a long time. Oh, never mind, I'm not gonna see it today. One second. Oh, reload. Overwatch, I haven't played that in a while. Yeah, this is my current like direction, is to try and figure out what we can play for a while. What can be in the background? We got two right now, as a matter of fact. Retro. Nothing better than background karate. It's too hard to choose one. And there's nothing wrong with choosing multiple, but it just feels like, I don't know, I like progressing with things that I'm working on, and this is like where my progression progression in this could be truly that I just like not that interesting, or it's not it there's I'm super boring, or whatever those, you know, that extra factor, that X factor, not funny, you know, no one cares, I'm ugly, my forehead's too big, whatever, just you're too old, there's that too. I'm okay with those things if those are the reasons. I can't justifiably say that I haven't tried everything for those to just still feel like they're the reasons, if that makes sense. There's a handful of things, but two big ones that I haven't done yet. Big one number one is stick with the game, like truly stick with the game, you know, within schedule reasons or whatever. And then streaming every day was also one of them, and I kind of feel like you can't just do one, you got to do like a collection of things. Streaming every day is, you know, easier than it was before, obviously, but the other thing that I feel like, the second thing that may or may not be a factor, is like, as stupid as it is, giveaways, which you just don't know. If I feel like the only thing I can do is literally throw money at it, I don't think that'll feel good, and I don't think I'll go that route. I mean, not saying that I would never do a giveaway, but it can't be the focus of how I'm gonna grow or whatever. That just doesn't seem right, fair, or cool, or it just seems annoying and stupid, and I just don't want it to go that route. I truly feel like I can do this, but I'm definitely gonna need to like stick with a schedule, stick with a game, and like upload to other stuff on a regular-ish basis. That part's hard though. These are hard things I'm asking of myself. How do I get out of this big screen mode? There you go. Oh, interesting. Took his belt off. Ooh, daddy's home. And his belt is coming off. Whoopsh, whoopsh. Weapons in Chinese kung fu movies are ridiculous. This guy's literally throwing a fucking... Oh! It's like just a belt. And they're pretending the belt is like some kind of proper weapon they all did not know how to deal with. It's still crazy it took 3 of them to take out this one dude. But they're acting triumphant. They should feel sad and stupid. Oh, the belt is stuck to his hands and arms. Go on without me. It's too good. It's too good to watch this stuff. How do people not watch this stuff all the time? Lots of great Twitch streams out there. So yeah, let's see. I think it's fair to have eliminated Sea of Thieves. What else will we get rid of? Zomboid. Fallout 76. That's a hard pass. Stardew Valley's good. Just don't know if it stretches out. Red Dead Redemption's also good. Again, I might be easier to move on with Red Dead, to be honest, to other stuff. I think everybody knows it's kind of dissipating. Valheim has been real good to me. Terraria as well, Ark as well. New World, I just don't see us sticking to a MMO as a home game. Minecraft could be cool, but god damn, Minecraft, that'd be crazy. All of these have something in common, to be fair. Stardew Valley, Valheim, Terraria, Ark, Minecraft, and Project Zomboid all have, like, you know, creative, build your own adventure-esque stuff to it. Ooh, and a proximity chat Minecraft server sounds dope. It's still my favorite thing. I wish I would have stuck with. Everybody else has an easier time sticking with these games. Just so bad at it. Also, that's another part too. In realistically only Stardew Valley and maybe Valheim, do I feel like I'm a knowledgeable force. Which is probably why those were my top 2, honestly. Hard to choose. Hard to pick. Minecraft, where to go? It's only 10k people here right now. You're saying there's a chance. Zomboid. Let's see. This is all not to say that we're never gonna go into variety stuff again, but I just need to like dial it back, like turn the knob on the variety streamer-ness down a hair so that I can like come up with a working plan. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 Zomboid. Minecraft. Ark is the one I'm missing. Ark and Terraria. Ark. Is Terraria past Ark? That's crazy. That doesn't seem right at all. Maybe it's not though. Let me see. Whoa, way down here. That's crazy. Day 5. Crab Rib Co-op Legendary. Terraria Calamity. Oh, okay. Lots of VTubers. Isn't that crazy how like popular that got? It's always super interesting to see how many people become VTubers. Yeah. I'm scratching my butt. Who cares? Minecraft has all those challenges, which are awesome. Let me look at Zomboid's like mods. There's gotta be loads of good shit in Project Zomboid. I think it's still like one of the most comprehensive survival zombie whatevers there is, because I think you can build like full homes, maybe even a bunker. Like you can build out real nice stuff. I don't know. Valheim also just really up there. Hearing the music would probably like just turn me right into the Valheim almost immediately. Oh, he's got some kind of modded thing going on here. First playthrough, that's dope. Oh man. Stardew Valley. My lean to on Stardew Valley is just because I haven't like fully sat down and played like a full playthrough of Stardew Valley. Unlocked it all, so on and so forth. Maybe even do like a modded time is it? 12:37. Damn, we still have a lot of time tonight. How long did I talk? For like an hour? Jesus. Stardew Valley would be pretty dope. Ark is also like really good to me really quickly. That's crazy how low that is. Same thing with Terraria. Zomboid. Minecraft in general would just be kind of dope. Community server. Ooh. I'm always interested and surprised with how do I say this? How many older people there are on stream, on Twitch. I was gonna say on Twitcher for some reason. Twitcher. Also, Satisfactory and Factorio. God, it's like people do enjoy like hanging out in the sorrow and sadness of factory automation games, because at a point it does just get overwhelming. Speaking of, where were we at? We were in Copper, right? Yeah, let's pop that in. Done. Perfect. Load. Yes. There we go. Wait. Oh. That makes total sense. Why am I clicking on things? Yeah, load the game. What? That doesn't make sense to me at all, actually, matter of fact. Oh, we have some of that. The efficiency stuff. Again, I think the takeaway from why I don't see myself playing this game religiously is just because of... Oh, goddamn. Is because of the homework I feel I have to do outside of stream. Games with building in them, pretty nice. It's all creativity. It's all cool shit that you want to build. Doesn't have to function though. Maybe a builder with functionality in it.
Milestone reached. Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists primarily of wood. Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
My pocket dimension. What do we need? Bunch of screws. Bunch of screws. Yeah, that many should be fine. We'll work on our copper stuff here in just a bit. Chainsaw's gonna be nice. Just one, please. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, it needs fuel, that's right. Oh, and it needs that kind of fuel? I didn't know that. And this takes biomass. Okay, cool. Now, is there a way to, like, copy or select a whole group of stuff? No, it looks like we're just gonna have to move it all. all of this is just gonna have to come back. Yeah, a hair. Or two. Hold on, let me think about this. Well, hold on. We still want this right there, as a matter of fact. Okay. Okay. Is this what I'm thinking? Okay. What? I DC'd stuff. I should have the stuff. Oh. Let's take the naked rotor. Rotor. Four is not enough. Four doesn't seem like enough. We're gonna need 3 total. Well, I was putting up assemblers. Oh, I need constructors. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, cool. What's new? place some whatchamacallit. So this one can go straight in. So we'll have this one making leaves. This one making wood. And then them both coming out into let's power these bad boys up. Any wood on me? No. Any leaves on me? No. But I will put this in there. Let that make biofuel, and then this will start powering all our stuff better. Alright. Goddamn. Be right back. Uno momento. We'll let that do its thing, and then we'll have a chainsaw. Sheesh. Oh, it picks up way more than I realized at once. Hey, it's kind of nice. Leaves. Wood. Is there more wood? I feel like I should have more. Let's start the deforestation process now. Ah, yes. Closer and closer. I'm sure there's a game that does it. Probably not on this scale. It's probably one of those like city builder type games where the effects of like your resource gathering start to affect, you know, the planet's core or whatever. Geez, that range on this is super nice. Alright, let's take this stuff back. Wood on the right. Nice. Biofuel. Put all the rest of this in there. God damn, we have so much of that. Alright, let's hold on to it for a bit. Let this thing work. I say let's do it. Save. Confirm. Which world do I have? Bah. Test guy farm. Ugh. Favorite farm. Close. Oh, for sure we're wearing overalls. Ooh, overalls, green shirt. Ooh, suspenders. So many overalls. Yellow shirt. They're kind of low for overalls. Oh. Overalls, white shirt. That's 72. Red overalls. Black and blue. Suspenders. Black and purple. Let's go to 72 again. cool. Good old fashioned. Trying to get it to match. Nice. I got it. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go put on a real pair of overalls. Because I have a pair. 1 second. Now we're real farmers. I wear this for work every day. I guess I need to get some white shirts so I can look like my character. That sounds fun. Alright. We're definitely gonna skip intro. None of these look like my dog. That looks like my cat. Let's see. Oh, I have treats. I have dog treats in my overalls. Let's see. Let's go with this one. Stro. Smug Farm, my favorite thing. I think I had this quick list. Burritos. I was just trying to determine if I wanted to do one or the other. I think this works. Okay. Already gonna want to do this. Auto run. Yeah. Sure. Some work ahead of us. We're not gonna go ham on the crop thing. We're not even playing the open map, so we can realistically only go so far. Get our parsnips planted. Okay. Missed. Oh, missed twice. We're gonna buy 10 more. So that's yeah. 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, cool. Alright, let's go buy the first amount. Actually, hold on. We will collect a chest's worth of wood. We might lop one tree. Let's grab onions first. Hopefully we don't have space for them. Damn. Eat the dandelions. Toss some dandelions. yes, space rich and potatoes were good. I think it's the second or third day that it rains all day. We'll come grab foliage here after a bit. Let's lop down one tree so we can get a chest going. Start over here. I think we end up doing like our central chest location here. We always do that though, so let's do our chest location here. Why not? Well, 40. Shucks. Can't wait to start digging into that wood. Right, we end up moving the big one over here. As a matter of fact, we should probably get started on that. Any goodies? Not a lot on the first day, especially by way of trying to make money with. It's practically impossible. Right, he's up there doing his thing. Oh, there's another one up there. Ain't gonna be $500 worth. We could walk around the South Forest. Or what is it called? The Forbidden Forest? It's not on here. Okay. Regular. Alright, we'll see. Nice. Not bad, 205. It's a good start off. I think today we can get the fishing rod, right? Size 24 backpack, okay. Nice. Nice. Let's drop this off in the hoe. Well, no, can we keep the hoe? Let's go check for foliage. Nice, we got a leak. So my character don't give a fuck about no forest. No forest stopping me. Nice. Oh, and tomorrow it's closed. Okay, good, good, good. I'm glad we're doing this now. Okay. we're super close. Because we aren't going to pick up anything tomorrow. But we can get some money squared away today. Oh, how did I get stuck? Nice. Nice. I've done this run so many times. We're not really doing the run, we're just kind of getting it going so that when blueberry season comes around, we'll be square. Alright, let's see here. Three, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Oh. 10. Just to move it out of the way for now. Alright, let's go check on onions and then do some fishing. Fishing for the night. Fishy, fishy. Hey, Leah. Whack! Oh, and we left our fishing rod at home. Oh, goof. Yikes. I do swear I've played this before. Technically, tomorrow's a rainy day, so there's a lot of money to be made tomorrow. Tomorrow's a rainy day. Also, Pierre's is closed. Horseradish. Ooh. Come on, man. For real? Anybody got time for that? For glasses? You broke my glasses. Oh, that's kind of cool. Got a Coke. I'd probably go fishing more in real life if every now and then I would just reel in a good Coke. I think that's fair. Oh man, the first couple are the worst. Okay. For real? Oh, I know eventually it'll be something I want to keep, but not right now. Not right now, full. This is the first 3 that levels you up, or the first 5 that level you up? Interesting, we're getting different stuff. Gotta have patience to be a fisherman. Or so it seems. Damn. Wow. Got that smallmouth bass. I think I am officially starting to crash, actually. Put on the fish for sale. I'm just gonna try to make another 1,000 or so tomorrow. Well, you know, actually tomorrow. Nope. Yep. It is bedtime for real. I can feel myself just kind of dozing off into the night. There we go. Homies, me and my overalls, thank you for hanging out with us today. Ooh, it is a rainy day. We'll get to that the next time. Or we won't. I'm just, like I said, we're trying to figure all this stuff out. Exit to desktop. Yes, I'm gonna start looking into modding communities, challenges, so on and so forth, before I make my final decision on what game we're gonna try to stick with. Currently, though, I am leaning heavily on Stardew Valley, Valheim, Terraria, Ark, Minecraft, and Project Zomboid. We will see. I got homies in all those places. We just gotta try. Call it an experiment, where we're just gonna stick with something for a while. We may still have like a variety, like week type thing. I don't know. We'll see. But me and my overalls, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate the love and support. Appreciate the dialogue early in the beginning of the stream. I know we tend to kind of do those right at the beginning. That's kind of probably what we'll continue to do, just right out the gate. Quick discussion. If we have a discussion topic at all. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.